Bro,
I'm hungry.
grab Snickers, bro.
I
Cannot deal when you're
can't,
hungry.
dude. The shop's too far. I need
Then
food.
then record and we'll go eat.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Here's a sponsor note from our hosting partner, Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's literally the easiest way to make a podcast. It's completely free. You don't need any creation tools which you would have to learn or find hard to use because there is literally everything that allows you to record and edit your podcast right on the platform. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so that it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Music, and many other platforms. You can also make money from your podcast with minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the Anchor app, it's free, or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hydra Deconstructed. Today, I'm your host Mukil, and we have with us our all-time favorite Rosh.
Hello.
Along with Rosh, we have Abhinav with us today,
Hello, guys.
and Yasin.
Hello there.
Now, before we start, I would like to apologize for the small break which we took. 2020 is being a bitch, as always. But we're back now, and we have a good episode for you today. We are going to be talking about food, something which unites all of us, something which we like.
Because
And,
all of us are hungry now.
I'm sorry, Rosh. Could you please come again?
Yeah, because all of us are hungry right now.
That's that's one point, and another point is food is different. Like, let me put it this way: both Yasin and I are from Chennai, right? We're quote unquote settled in Chennai for now. Right?
For life,
And-
basically, at this point.
Exactly. And from the perspective of Yasin and myself, food is different. We have different takes on food, different ideas of food. And Abhinav here, he is in Scotland. His view on food is different. And Rosh is also from the UK, so he has a completely different view on food. So
Yeah.
today we're going to be talking about the differences in food and the differences in cultural impact on food. So the Western and the Eastern cultures, right? So to start off with, we would start off from home because there's no place like home. So Indian food. It's how many of you guys like Indian food? Be
We
honest.
live in India. Of course,
Oh,
we like
everyone loves Indian food. No,
I actually
no
love
doubt
it.
about it.
That's
Except
coming
for
from a
idlis,
person who's
sometimes.
living in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even if you take Indian food for granted, you can never get tired of Indian food. Not once.
Okay, I'd agree with that.
it sort of depends on who's making it.
But I do tend to get tired with some food because I pretty much eat it every single day. So,
Oh yeah, I mean, there are a few foods which you eat.
I mean,
every
you
day.
won't miss it unless you don't get it. So,
Of course.
It also
mean-
depends on like who makes the food as well, because certain people can make food
Oh, yeah.
well in general, and then some people are just terrible at cooking it.
the thing is, like, the food in your house may be so good, you just won't realize it unless you have shitty food.
True, that's a very valid point.
It's a valid point indeed, and I think we have people now at these days have taken household food too much for granted that it's only until you go away from home that you realize how much you miss the food back at home.
Yeah, that comes to the first point I stated. There's no place like home.
There's no place like
Nice.
home at all.
While
And-
on that topic, please stay home. The pandemic's not over.
That's true. And for many people in India, home is like different places in different states, you know, like different states have different kinds of food. Like, you know, in Andhra, for example, Abhinav knows more about this than I do. The food's a lot spicier than it is in Tamil Nadu. Because in Tamil Nadu, what are we famous for exactly? Sambar, idli, stuff like that, right?
Not exactly. I mean, sambar, idlis, dosas are there.
That's the stereotypical view.
Yeah, that's a very stereotypical view, but
It's really South Indian and
we do have
every aspect.
other stuff like we have pongal, we have other non-vegetarian delicacies.
The crazy thing is, like, I realized sambar is from Maharashtra or Madhya Pradesh or something. Crazy, dude.
Seriously?
We just like yoinked that shit and like improvised it so much.
I think
Oh, wow.
it had its roots in like
Yeah.
close of like the borders of Madhya Pradesh and Karnataka.
I mean, we make it in every way possible here, so I think we pretty much improvised it in every way possible. So
We don't add jaggery to our sambars like the people of Karnataka do.
I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we've localized it in a way,
Yeah.
like we do with everything.
So
that
our
goes with-
sambars are not sweet.
We're better than you Americans. We just
Well-
yoink it. We don't call it ourselves. We tell about its roots, but yeah,
it's like our own food.
we're not that different after all.
But
Fuck.
well, when you think about it, proper American food in itself is actually pretty good.
What do you mean by proper American food exactly?
True, but the thing is, like, everyone are from somewhere. Unless it's Native American food, I wouldn't really call it true American food.
Well, you can't really say that because the Americans have been around for about 250 years as we see them now, so that's a long enough time to have their own version of food.
True.
All right. So where would you say the steak came from? I mean,
I have no idea. Probably somewhere in Europe, presumably.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I have a
I'd
feeling it has originated from the Europe. I could be wrong because I haven't done research on a steak. I'm a vegetarian.
I've never
Sucks
had
to be
steak,
you,
so I'll
friend.
never know.
Well, I mean, steak can't be that hard to cook. It's just a section of meat cooked over a fire on a pan. It's like
I'm sure it's somewhere in the EU, though. That's for sure.
I don't think so because, like you said, steak is a slab of meat cooked over a fire. That's pretty much it. You know what else is a slab of meat cooked over a fire?
what?
A barbecue, and that originated from America.
Well, yeah, it's a cooking method though. It's not like a
I mean, they might have named it in the US, but I'm not sure they were the first ones to do it, though.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
no.
sure they were the first ones. I'm not. I might be wrong. This is
No,
just
no,
my
yes.
opinion on it.
I mean, we've been doing kebabs for like who
Yeah,
knows
but
how long.
kebabs are different, right? We don't.
The base ideology is the same, though.
Dude,
Well, yeah,
the
it's
base
like-
ideology for
Meat
cooking is the
inside.
same. Then
Ah, yes.
you put anything over fire, it cooks.
No. But for kebab, not for kebabs, for what's it called? Barbecues. So they have coal, and then they have like a bit of like grill over it, and then they put food on top of the grill. And
They have the similarities, but
Yeah, if I'm
Since
not
in
wrong,
this
we don't
conversation
use
we're gonna
oil for
lean
kebabs.
towards different stuff. Okay. It's different, but it has its similarities, let's say.
Yeah, we don't use oil for kebabs, right?
Yeah, we don't.
They use basting oils and
Yeah.
stuff when they're
Yeah.
doing barbecues.
They put the flavor in oil, whereas we just go with it. We marinate it, or we just like put it in
Yeah,
directly.
we have a process called marination where we infuse the flavors into the meat or whatever it is we are cooking. Whereas
They do the same thing with oil, but we just do it in a way where we basically like make it like combined with the food.
Our marination has a lot of spices involved,
Exactly.
which is the major
I think
difference.
that's mainly because we
We
have
ha- yeah.
access to spices which they don't.
Oh,
oh,
that's
yes.
true.
100%. And they
also
probably
we
end
have
up paying like 10 or 20 times more for the same thing we have here.
Exactly.
So
I mean, and we also
That's
have a
that.
lot of cultural, like food culture foods that we have known in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Because-
the thing is, like, even if you
So,
change one spice, it becomes a completely new thing.
True. And I think that has a very big impact on the difference of cuisines. Each continent or each country has access to different spices, which have a big, major impact on their cuisines. Take Turkish cuisine, for example. It's laden with
Turkish
spices. It's so good. Alright? But then you take, no offense, Rush, you take English food.
okay.
It's like eating a shoe.
Look, I'll admit, traditional English food for the most part sucks ass. I hate Yorkshire puddings. I have never tried jellied eels. They have something over there called jellied eels. Like they have jelly and they put eels in it.
At
I
least
think
y'all can have fish and chips, so
that's amazing. The fish and chip
Yeah,
is nostalgic, actually.
that's on the
I
plus side.
most of English food is usually meat. It involves quite a lot of meat. So I'm a vegetarian, so I can't really speak on
Okay.
behalf of Roche or on behalf of the UK
Yeah, Ross
in
will take the
general.
fish. You can eat the chips.
Yeah,
Completely
I enjoy the chips though.
completely fine.
I feel chips are better than French fries.
Mhm.
Do
Dude,
you know?
the
Do you know
chips
how?
are French fries.
No,
They're
they're
just
Oh
different,
Just
thicker.
no,
different name.
no,
They're thicker, actually.
they're slightly bigger and thicker. I wouldn't
and it tastes different.
necessarily say they're French fries, but they were influenced by French fries.
No, no, the French fries were influenced by chips because fish and chips first came around in the 1800s in England. Like I don't know, some pub sold it, it became somewhat popular. But
Yeah,
then,
fish and chips is thicker, I think, if I'm not wrong.
There you have it, folks. There's an Englishman defending his country's food.
I'm just saying, fish and chips were invented in the 1800s. They became popular during World War II because that's the only food that they couldn't ration for some stupid reason. So everyone was like, "Oh, let's have fish and chips." That's how it became popular throughout the most.
I mean, same way with French fries, though. French didn't really have a choice, and they figured out cooking this thing. Potatoes would be easier.
Well,
So,
I
yeah.
mean, to be fair, to be fair, I don't think. What the hell am I talking about? Potatoes were originally, actually, they weren't originally Irish. The Irish ate a lot of potatoes. I mean, like, a lot of their dishes are potato based.
Yeah, the Irish did have a lot of potatoes, right? And hold on, I think we're talking about French fries, right?
Yep.
If I'm not wrong, I think French fries actually originated from the US.
I don't
Wait,
think so.
what?
No.
I read about it somewhere. I'm not wrong.
No, I mean if you're talking about food such as microwave pizza or
Origin
something.
of French fries is disputed because it's a battle between Belgium and France. So we'll leave it at that.
Oh no, it's I have
Yeah.
I have a Belgian friend. Actually, he's a Spanish friend, but he's from Belgium. What he said was Belgium is the kind of country which tries to steal, something which other countries did. Supposedly, French fries actually originated from France, but Belgium tries to claim it by saying that they were the original creators of the French fries, and so on. It applies for
what?
so many other foods as well.
You know what? I don't exactly know what the fuck happened, so I'll just leave it to them. But
Yeah, I'll
as-
leave it to them. Again,
Yeah.
if there's any Belgian watching this, I'm so sorry. I don't really know much of your history. So
Yeah,
yeah,
then
take it with a
continue
pinch
to-
of salt. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to offend you in any way.
A pinch of salt, a literal
Yeah.
pinch of salt. And
A literal
All we're
pinch of
saying is
salt.
we have no idea, but we learned it in a way that it originated in France. That's
The
about it.
thing is, like, a lot of fast food joints take traditional foods and just mass produce it in all the unhealthiest ways, even in India, and it's like it's kind of disgusting, but
Because
convenient at the same
I do
time.
remember reading about it in history, where they talked about somewhere in the French Revolution or something like that, where they had like less food and they had to figure out ways. Was it like bread and chips? I'm not 100% sure. But I
While we
learned
can't
about it
really
somewhere.
talk about
Yeah.
can't really talk about the origins of Western food, but we do know the origins of Indian food, isn't it?
Ah, yes, my friend.
And
Well,
what do you consider Indian? What do you consider Indian food? I mean,
any food that's been in
I
India for
think-
over 100 years.
Food that's there, but food with actually a lot of spices too, because we tend to use the most
Because
amount of
things
spices
like,
than anyone
like,
else in the world.
Things like sweets, gulab jamun and stuff, they don't use spices.
Oh, we have that as well. We have our own delicacies. We have really good
it's safe to
delicacies.
say that
actually.
safe to say we have the widest range of vegetarian food in
Mhm.
India.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, do we?
I
though?
think
Lots of
If you're abroad and you're vegan, you'll probably have more idea about Indian food, because that's like the biggest variety of food you'll get as a vegan actually.
As a vegan, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, like Southeast Asian countries have a large Buddhist population, so they would have lots of vegetarian food as well, surely.
True.
The thing is, like, over years, we were all like part of like one plateau, which kind of like got separated in multiple ways. So we all have our these things where people say it's from specific countries, but over time we've improvised in ways. Indian cuisine has improvised always actually.
Exactly. I
When it
think
goes abroad, it becomes like a dumbed down version where they find replacements for cheap. Right? For example,
Oh,
they
that's
use
so
cream
true.
on everything, whereas
Oh,
here
yeah,
they
yes.
directly use
that's true.
spices. So yeah, there are differences when it comes abroad.
Dude,
Indian
literally,
food specifically.
in the UK there was this restaurant
Mhm.
near where I used to live, and that's the only place where you get quote unquote Indian food. But the problem
Okay.
is the people over there made the spices like non-existent by our standards because everyone else who
Yeah,
lives there can't
because
take
they
that
have to show Indian food to people in the
who can't eat
country.
spice.
Yeah.
Who can't eat spice.
Yeah.
Legit. This one time I had these okra, for lack of a better, that's the American way of saying it, with a bit of spice. It's mild by our
Mhm.
standards. I gave one small piece to my friend, and he drank half of like a liter of water just to like dump out spice. And I was just laughing. I was like,
Oh yes. A
So
lot of
when I
people
went
from
to
the West.
US,
Uh-huh.
I mostly ate Indian food. Trust me, I missed it. At least tandoori chickens, obviously. Uh, so they asked something that I didn't really have it like in my entire life. They're like, "What spice level do you need your food to be?"
And what?
Oh my god!
dude, that happens with every restaurant, especially if you
Don't
eat
worry, I
Indian.
went with an 8, and I
Oh.
was disappointed.
When,
It was
when
not
you're
spicy at all.
when you're
by the way.
describing your spice level to them,
Mhm.
you should
I
tell
don't
them, especially in the US, right?
Mhm.
You should tell them you want it as spicy as it could kill you.
The thing
Yeah.
is, like, there are
Their
some
levels of
restaurants
spice are
where,
very small.
I wouldn't do that in a Mexican restaurant. If you do that, they'd literally.
you're dead.
Yeah. Well,
You'll probably end up with chilies on your plate.
obviously, there are certain places where you shouldn't do it. All right? It's a matter of context.
Yeah. Depends on how spicy you eat. Because I know some people here who eat like really mild food. I don't even know how they even make it out.
It's
I think
Yeah,
it mostly depends on like South India where people actually eat a lot of spicy food. More than spicy, it's flavorful food.
yeah.
It's not just like a single spice. We just go for like way too many extra flavors.
Yeah, the South states are pretty much known for spice, especially Andhra and probably parts of Kerala. What Tamil Nadu is like a neutral ground between spice and
Yes.
sweet. I would say it tends to go a bit more towards spice.
Yeah, but
and
it's
a bit
still
less.
mostly sour though.
Yeah, it still has a good flavor to it.
They add flavors in the gravy rather than the main food, basically.
And even Karnataka has quite a lot of spice, but people over there tend to lean a bit more towards sweet rather than spice. And that's at least from my experience.
What's your favorite Indian sweet? Like, what's your favorite? There's loads of sweets we have in our country. What's your
I
favorite?
would say rasamalai, dude.
Oh, that's so.
Oh wow, amazing sweet.
It's
Okay, I would
juicy,
go.
delicious.
I would go with 3. One would be Mysore Pav.
Oh
Then
god.
Oh, that's good.
oh, that melts in your mouth.
Talking about the
dude.
good stuff now. Nice.
Yep. Mysore Pav. Then I would go with gulab jamun and
Oh.
Rasagulla.
Dude,
I
whenever
think
we
it'd be better if we explain what these are in a way.
it's one.
Because we're just muttering some random words people don't understand now at this point.
Okay, so technically, people, these Mysore Pav, gulab jamun, and Rasagulla are 3 types of Indian delicacies. They're sweets, and they're extremely sweet. You wouldn't be you wouldn't find this spicy. Trust me. So what?
Milk-based sweets mostly.
Yep.
Mysore Pav it's
It's a pop.
full of ghee. Ghee
Quite a
and,
lot of ghee.
clarified
And
butter.
if people don't know what ghee is
Clarified
kind of butter.
It's butter.
Yeah.
Or at
it's
least
clarified.
yeah, it's kind of
Clarified
yes.
Yes, purified butter. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's somewhat related.
You
It's
just
like a
cook
cousin.
butter.
It's like a cousin to the butter.
I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if Krishna liked eating Mysore Pak.
But I would say that we
But
all
one
can
thing, though.
acknowledge the fact that we all
I would
can acknowledge the
100%
fact.
recommend
Yeah.
everyone to have rasmalai at least once in their life.
Oh yes, of course.
Sweet. Any Indian
It's I think it originated from Bengal side if I'm not wrong, something like that. But it's like, how do you call it? It's like a cheesecake of sorts, dipped in
Yeah, that's a good way
almond
to put
milk with a lot of saffron.
Oh,
You know the good stuff.
It's basically heaven in your mouth.
did you guys know that saffron is not an Indian spice?
It's not.
I don't
not.
care. We own it. We are the
No,
best
it's not,
at it.
and that's the point. We have so many different spices, and the thing is, we have so many different cuisines and food at the moment that it's just that we have modified them from our existing, previous things. For example, a few of the things are like, let's say there's a South Indian dish called idli and dosa. That is completely Indian. There is no way that there was an external influence on it. It has been for thousands of years we have been making them. Now, dosas haven't been quite common. They picked up pace only in the past few years. Let's say 50 or 100 years. That's because we Indians, or at least the South Indians, usually did not fry too much of our food because we did not have availability to coal. Our only source of fuel was some cow dung and something similar to that, organic things. So
We
it's
got
only when
advanced
we
in
start.
gas though.
Oh
We
yes,
had good kind of gas. So
yeah, we had good organization with the gas sector. In the sense,
organic gas, I think, if I'm not wrong.
organic gas especially. It's only when coal arrived and when people started to cook them in pots that people experimented with frying more. So that's when dosas became popular. But idli always remained core to Indians. We've always done that for quite a long time. But something
interesting
like
thing about Italy is Italy might be like a single flavor, but the one you eat with, like the side dish, is like the main part of Italy, in my opinion.
oh yes,
Many South Indian dishes.
The
where
thing
we
is,
have-
like, we have so many sides with Italy. You'll be like, what am I eating now? You'll
Yeah,
have like
the
different
sides-
flavors.
the sides are mostly made out of spices and a bit of oil.
True.
Can we talk about
And-
Indian things, for example?
Like,
Like
we
the
have
amount of-
something called Italy podi, which is just like spices we eat with oil. It's
that
so
is
good.
really good as well, actually. But the
But
thing
that's
is,
the
they
thing.
give you
We have
much
so many
food.
options in terms of like sides. It's really good.
Yeah,
But you do tend to get bored if you eat it daily, like I
of
did.
course. I mean, you
Yeah.
shouldn't. You
Any
should,
food in that manner,
any
be
food.
it pizza,
Nice.
French fry, whatever it is, if you eat it daily, you'll get bored.
And that's the point, isn't it? Idli has been over here. We've been doing it for quite a while. But then, take samosa for example. Right now, it's supposed to be an Indian food, okay? But technically, it has its origins from the Middle East, probably Central Asia as well. I guess Lebanon. If you know Lebanon, there is a dish called the samosak. Samosa is a loosely inspired dish from the samosak, technically. And what samosak is that samosak has it has the same base as the samosa, which is fried stuff, and inside the samosa there is usually a stuffing, and that stuffing is usually vegetarian. When it comes to Indian, we call it samosa, so it's mostly vegetarian. But whereas if you go to the samosak, people in Lebanon usually experiment with other foods such as beef and probably lamb and other kinds of stuff.
I've had chicken samosa.
Oh yes. Technically, that is a samosak, but it's like it's in the shape of a samosa.
It's not really much of a difference. Filling's the
I
only thing
mean,
that's different.
Yeah, samosas are something that's fried inside that kind of pastry, basically. So
It's
as long as
amazing
it
how.
has its roots,
Yeah.
it can be like modified in various ways, because I've tried chicken samosas and mutton samosas.
Are they good? Are they any good?
Trust me, they're good.
Okay.
Good in
Yeah,
every way
they're
possible, so
amazing, dude.
They haven't.
I'll take your word.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. We have taken all these foods from different. Our culture has been heavily influenced, or at least our food culture has been heavily influenced by Mongolian and the Persian food culture, and probably bits of Chinese as well. So
The thing is,
it's
even though it originated from various other places, many foods, we've pretty much localized it in ways they didn't even think about, basically. We enhanced it with flavors, basically. We have biryani. I don't even know where it is. I don't even know at this point.
That's Middle Eastern. It started off in the Middle
yeah, biryani is
Middle
Middle
East.
Eastern.
It came out from the Middle East, then it slowly traveled and went
But
down to
the thing is,
the
like,
Mediterranean, and then it made its way to India.
but the thing is, like, there are multiple sources which says it is originated in South Indian origin, actually,
I doubt it.
derived
It's
from Pulao.
That's very unlikely. It's
No,
very
no,
unlikely.
no, no, no. I don't
Because
think
pulao
so.
was an army dish in medieval India, apparently.
Yeah, it was
So-
easy to make and
Mhm.
it was nutritious.
So
it had a lot of
the thing is,
benefits.
like, it might have multiple whatever they can say, but at least right now, in India we have so many varieties of biryani, like you can't compete.
And they're all different as well. That's the thing.
Yeah.
All
The
different
thing is,
cities.
like, different parts of India have different types of biryani,
Mm.
and each have their own unique takes on it.
And the most famous ones are the Lucknow and the Hyderabadi biryani.
Hyderabadi biryani is
Mhm.
unbeatable. It's
I
unbeatable.
mean, biryani is in Chennai. We have Dintikal biryani now. We have
Dude.
Dintikal
Oh
biryani
yes,
is
of
really
course.
famous.
That's not bad as well. But it's
It's
usually
actually
the
good. It
it's-
depends. It
yeah.
depends person by person.
Can you explain to the audience that aren't Indian what the hell the differences are and what biryani is?
Okay.
Yeah.
Biryani. How do you explain biryani? Wow. It's I'm using heaven and mouth way too many times today. This is not good. Okay. It's like a rice dish with let's say combined with curry.
It's rice basically made with different types of
Mhm.
spices.
Yeah. It's spice
Served with
based.
a
Yeah,
few
however you wanna call it.
vegetables and curry. But the
Yeah.
vegetables will be inside the biryani,
Mhm.
And meat.
and
You
yes,
basically
meat as
mix curry with semi-cooked rice. Then you
Yes.
cook it on top of it. Okay.
well. Technically, yes. But trust me, the biryani tastes amazing. It's
Mhm.
probably one of the best dishes ever.
I agree with you that a good biryani can actually turn your day the right way up, no matter how bad you feel.
I'm only a
I have
veg
a-
biryani person. Think about the people who eat the non-veg biryani. That's the original.
Dude, it's amazing.
Mhm.
I have a story about that actually, funnily enough, because I think in 11th or 12th standard, which is 11th or 12th grade for the Americans,
Mhm.
and I don't know, 12th and
Start
See, in
start
high
with the
school for
story.
people, just continue.
Start with
yeah.
that story. So once Mukkal starts recording, start with the story, and then we will move on to modern Indian
Oh.
cuisine and compare it to
I
we're
Western.
not
did start
recording yet.
recording though.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, you. Oh, you did.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I did.
Fantastic.
So you can go
that's
ahead
why-
with the story.
Go ahead with the story
Okay.
then, Roy.
Ignore that little blip in our communication. There. Basically, I don't know. We're doing some annual day thing where we had to we were literally starving because we didn't bring any food to this big ass I don't know, auditorium thing. And me and four other guys, we were literally starving. We were so hungry, we were miserable, and for hours on end, we were just watching these kids from our school do these stupid performances, and we were like, "What are we doing here? What are we doing here?" And then this is in India, 11th or 12th standard, and my friends were like, "Does anyone have any money? We can ask one of the teachers to get us some food." And then I was like, I have 500 rupees, which is like £5, but in India that's a lot of money. And then they're like, dude, we can buy some biryani or something, please. I was like, yeah, but I only want to use this in an emergency. And my friend was like, dude, this is an emergency. And besides, biryani, come on. I was like, fine, whatever. So I gave them the money. Some dude went over and bought some biryani. And then for those 10 minutes we were eating that biryani, all of our problems faded away. And they promptly came back the moment we had to start performing.
I tell you, right, the level of satisfaction when you eat that handful of biryani, it's unmatched. It's truly unmatched.
Do you
It's like
prefer
having
eating
2 or 3
biryani?
pizzas, but you don't get bored of it at all.
Dude, don't compare the two. I love pizza, but don't compare biryani
Yeah,
to
pizza is
right?
nothing compared to a biryani, and this is coming from a veg
I just-
biryani person.
Did you listen to what I said? I told even if you have 2 pizzas, it's better than that.
Yeah, it's true. It's true
Trust me.
actually. But veg
Sorry.
biryani is usually compared to pulao, which I will
Yeah.
again say they are two different things. There are
Mhm.
different types of veg biryani. One of them is
Mhm.
pulao, which is
Mhm.
like an updated version of the older pulao from the earlier days, earlier medieval periods in South India.
They use different
What-
rice for pulao
As you
now,
go north,
nowadays.
I think biryani gets sweeter, if I'm not wrong.
Oh yes,
It
actually, I
does,
think
it does.
biryani hits the sweet spot in Hyderabad. At least that's what I
It's a-
think.
No,
It's a
Hyderabad
perfect
is
mixture.
spicy.
Abhinav, sorry to interrupt.
Hyderabad is
But,
spicy food.
I know a few people who would be willing to take your life for uttering
Mhm.
veg biryani.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that as well. I've received death threats for whenever I said that the real biryani is veg biryani.
No,
But of
no.
course, that's not true. Obviously, isn't it? Biryani was
No,
always.
whatever way it is, we enjoy our food.
Yep, I just enjoy biryani.
We have our ways. We prefer.
I will
certain
campaign
type of
as much as I can to ensure that veg biryani is official.
Nah, dude.
People don't accept the fact that veg biryani can exist, but I will keep going on and on as to how amazing it can be.
Veg biryani.
Depends on
Mixed opinions, but
We have
I
something
don't
called
mean to.
kofta, which is biryani without the meat. So
I don't
Yeah,
mean to shit on your
I know where
bread.
you're coming from.
yeah.
What we do is we replace the meat with something vegetarian related, and that can be paneer.
You know what? One type of veg biryani which I'm not really that against is paneer biryani.
Oh yes, of course, because the
Paneer
paneer.
or meal maker. These two I'm not really against. But
Okay, meal maker
like the
is
pulao
technically
type
soy.
with like a lot of veggies, because I hate veggies. So
Of course.
yeah, there are certain types of
moving
veg
on-
biryanis which I hate. So
Moving on from biryani, we have other types of foods as well.
yes.
And little did we know that the roti was also probably not Indian origins, but we have adopted it to our modern lifestyle that it's completely Indian at the moment. So did you guys know that? Did you guys know that roti is not Indian? It's not Indian at all.
is it Middle Eastern?
Yes, it's Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
I
and the
think,
thing is that it's
yeah.
mostly
I think
Persian.
it's pretty much known fat rotis or bread of sorts. It's actually
Yeah.
bread for people
Yeah.
who don't know.
Technically.
I
but
think
it's-
roti is
it's
an
really thin.
Indian take on the kubus. Am I
Yeah.
wrong?
Yes,
Or
I
whatever
think
it
you
is,
could
yeah.
be right.
I do like
And
kubus, though.
for
We
people
have-
who
we have
don't
a
know,
lot of those, yeah.
kubus is that amazing soft bread which you get with tandooris and stuff.
Tandooris and shawarma. Trust me,
Yes,
it's so
that
good.
is kubus.
The good stuff.
The
We're
good
talking
stuff.
about good stuff today.
All of that food is usually Persian.
I have to
We were
finish
supposed to, like,
recording
talk-
this and go eat sambar sadam.
There's nothing
Sambar rice.
home like sambar sadam, isn't it?
Yeah, like it might not be biryani, but it gets the job done.
It gets the
Sadam
job
is
done.
rice for people watching.
Yeah,
the-
sadam is rice.
Yes,
It's the Tamil
sadam
word for rice.
is a Tamil word for rice.
I
Yes,
mean, the thing is, we've been spending the past few minutes dissing Western food, but they have made good food, like people in the West, like in
Yeah,
Europe
they
and
have.
America, don't get me wrong.
Have you
I love
ever
Italian
food.
had a brisket?
What's a brisket again?
A brisket is a tender cut of the thigh of a cow. All right,
never had it,
it is slow cooked for 4 hours over coal fire. All right,
Okay.
and it's shredded after it's served many ways. It can be slabs, it can be shredded, it can
So
be
same way
seasoned
like a
with
shawarma, basically. They cook it for a long time and
yeah, it's you could say it is a type of steak,
Okay.
but it's just so tender and good.
I've never had
I-
beef, so I'll never know.
Well, let me think. I've had a lamb chop, like a few lamb chops in a French restaurant once, but I don't think I've had a brisket specifically.
The
I've had
brisket is an
lamb chops.
American food.
Lamb chops are good.
Lamb chops are really good.
I've never had brisket though. I've never had beef of sorts. So
Brisket
Yeah,
is
I
really
will
good.
never have it, and I never had it, and I will probably never. have
You
it
don't
at all.
even eat chicken. We get the point.
Yep. Go
you're
vegan
vegetarian
world.
for life. You're
Yeah,
vegetarian,
vegetarian
for life
and
you never know. You'll probably go vegan. You'll be
Yeah,
vegan,
I
bro.
will. I am planning to go vegan soon, but that's an entirely different debate. So let's
Yeah,
not
the
bring
thing
it
is,
here.
I love my milk stuff. Okay. Imagine
Oh,
you
let's-
can't have rasmalai anymore.
Oh, that's a good point. A bit of a flaw in your plan.
Yeah. If someone wants to
But
go
anyway.
vegan, I'll just suggest them to go vegetarian because I'll just give them rasmalai once.
Yes.
Just change their entire life plan.
I
Yes.
will admit it. When I eventually go vegan, I will definitely miss Rasamalai.
But saving the planet and all that.
Yep, saving the planet, baby.
Saving the planet one rasmalai at
But
a
the-
time.
But the thing is that if you compare European gravy to like our sort of gravies, it's very different because their gravy is meant to be put on top of meat and stuff.
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
and I really love it, especially like We just previously made fun of English food, but when they make food for like Christmas and stuff, it's really really good. You know, it's like they make these like little turkey slices, and they have like pigs in blankets, just a sausage wrapped in bacon, and crumpets and stuff. I don't crumpets. I forget the name, but they have this pastry thing which is really good and filled with gravy, which tastes really good. I forgot the name, but it's really really good. It's like, you know, when they for special occasions they make really good food, especially meat-based food. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
I would
one
argue
of my
that
personal favorites of European food is stroganoff.
what's that? What's that?
Is that a vodka?
It's basically a rice-based dish. It's either made with here it's made with chicken, but traditionally it's made with beef. It's a Russian dish, right?
Wow.
So it's basically a rice
Oh yeah.
with mushroom sauce on top, which is sautéed with beef, and the sauce
Well,
is
just looking at it,
called
looks like
Samantha.
holy shit.
It is so comforting and so good to eat, and in some places they'd serve it with a side of French fries or chips, and it's just so good.
No, I mean we can agree that it's when we talk about Western food, more the UK has doesn't really have many options, especially when it comes to vegetarian. But the fact that European foods in general have supreme taste, and
Well,
it goes with so many different countries.
The thing is,
not
like
just-
every region has their stars.
The English does have the beef Wellington and
Oh yeah.
meat
yes.
pie, and the what is that? Shepherd's pie, right?
I have never had a shepherd's pie actually. That I think about it.
Did you ever
I've
have a-
heard it's really good.
Did you have a haggis, Rosh?
Never
Did you
again.
ever eat?
Never again. Never again. Scottish people don't know how to make meat. If that's my experience, like I'm sorry. I had haggis once. I was like, I'm in Scotland. I went to Scotland when I was like 12 or 13 years old as a trip. And other than the weather being miserable, I was like, okay, I'm in Scotland. Let's eat haggis. And I had the haggis. It literally looked like a colon. It is made out of colon. And I was just like, what is this made out of? And I saw the ingredients on the menu. It was like, you know, like, I don't know, the lamb's colon or something. I was like, oh my god, what am I eating? I had 2 spoons. I was like, Dad, please don't make me eat the rest of this. I can't.
Ever since you ate the haggis, you have been a Scot ever since then.
I don't think that's how it works.
No, that's how it works, bro. Every Scottish person has tasted haggis at least once in their lifetime.
You
I
know,
don't think every person who's eaten haggis is Scottish though. That would mean the Romans are all haggis. Or not,
Oh,
they
that's
went to
true.
haggis.
I'm looking at pictures of the beef Wellington on the internet right now, and
It's mouth-watering, isn't it?
it's an imposter. You know, it looks like a loaf of bread on the outside, but you cut it up.
Yeah.
It's a steak fillet
And the
on the
crispy
inside.
I've never
bits,
had
the
it, so-
crispy bits on the outside.
Yeah,
crispy bits on the
it's
outside
so
as well.
good.
My friend's dad in England once, he made this like he made his own beef patties, and within the beef patties he put this cheese inside, which melted in the burger, and I was like, oh my god, why don't McDonald's do this?
they can't afford to do it.
Again,
Like KFC in India is literally like
If you think about it, why can't McDonald's make meatloaves?
Fair, but no one will buy it. They made a pizza once, McDonald's, and then failed miserably.
KFC made a pizza. Trust me.
wait,
KFC
what?
make pizza?
Yeah, dude, they did once.
Yeah, they just stopped pizza toppings. They replaced this thing, the crust with chicken basically.
I mean, why would they try to do that when they
But the thing
introduced
is, like,
pizzas in
the crust is
KFC?
like the best part of. I don't know why they did it because the crust is the best part about the pizza.
I'm so confused. Wait, what?
I mean, KFC technically suffered an identity crisis over there for a moment.
But yeah,
Like-
dude, there are many companies
thing
which
is,
make
like,
food which
people
have
abroad-
gone through that.
KFC in India is different from KFC anywhere else. This is like a super spicy version where the batter is not as thick as it used to be. The crust
Dude,
isn't as
Anything in India is different from international franchise, except
the thing is, like,
Murugan Idli Kadai.
yes, because it's originated here. So
Yes.
I mean, have
we
you
have
ever
a good
heard?
jigar tandas in South India.
What? I forgot what that is. Jigardanda's.
Jigardanda is
forgot
like
what it
I think it is
like lassi, right?
No, it's a
No.
peach based
It's
drink.
It's a mix between different things.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
it's sort of like boba tea, but it's not.
Oh.
It's not. Yeah.
I'm never gonna
Things
drink
like
it, so.
No,
It's a
you should
cold
drink it.
beverage.
It's pretty good.
It's usually
It's
made
so
of, I think, milk, sugar, and almonds. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, dude. It's
Okay,
made
that
of
sounds
milk,
nice, actually.
sugar, almonds, saffron, badam. Oh wait, badam is almond.
Badam is almond.
Yes. So almond times 2 then.
I
But
think
times two.
it's something with almond. Almond gum. How do you call it in Tamil?
What is almond in Tamil?
Pistachios. I think there are pistachios there.
They use. They call it
Keer.
in Tamil.
Keer.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Badam milk.
definitely,
We're confused at this point, but the thing is, like, it tastes delicious.
Yeah,
It's
It
a-
further
Have you-
proves. It
It's a
further
cold
proves that.
beverage.
Yeah, it further proves that India is not all about spice, isn't it? We
Yeah.
do also
Yeah,
have
exactly.
sweet stuff over here.
I mean, we have a
Stereotypical view.
Very,
Yeah.
very.
We have
I
Faluda,
mean,
though. Faluda
To
is
be
an,
fair though,
Indian
we were
version
famous
of
for trading our
cold
spices.
oven made with noodles.
We were talking about the food in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we have
and
tasty
then-
food in India back.
How did we not cover bangers and mash?
Oh, I forgot those existed. Oh yeah. Let me
Well-
look that up again. I forgot what it is.
It's basically sausage and mash with sauce and peas.
Oh my god, that's so true. Oh, I've seen. I remember eating this once. It's really good. It's like mashed potatoes with sausage mixed with their own version of gravy and peas. Yeah, like you said, it's very good.
Is there a vegan sausage available?
No.
Oh,
Dude,
no.
Man,
vegan
get
sausage
this
tastes
man
disgusting.
out of here.
Dude, vegan
The thing is,
sausage
like, I think I'll
tastes disgusting.
replace it with lamb, probably.
I think you guys would like to hear this. There
It may
is
consist of-
an English dish called baguette, and
Oh, yeah.
another English dish called spotted dick.
Oh yeah, no one eats it anymore. No one eats it anymore.
This will be censored. Fuck. I'm glad we're explicit.
I know, right? No, the thing is, there's a joke about that in a Jackie Chan movie where like some dude in
No
England is offering
offense.
this American guy.
Anyways,
like-
if you're listening to it,
No one's listening
these
to that
are
anymore.
names of food. We do not.
Dude, speaking.
Just enter a
Dude, speaking-
disclaimer here or something.
Listen,
Nah.
dude, no one's gonna care. No one's gonna care.
It's
like, I
food.
went to
It's
England.
food.
Yeah, it's food.
I went to England. One of the first things I asked was, "Do you guys eat things like spotted dick?" And they're like, "No, why?" And I was like, "Okay, never mind." Also, they have a thing called a full English breakfast, which is like scrambled, not scrambled eggs, and sunny side up eggs,
Mhm.
strips of bacon,
Mhm.
baked beans, toast, mushrooms, and tomatoes. It's very, very good.
Yeah, I've had an
What
English
kind of
breakfast.
breakfast is that? No, that's not the break. That's not how you're supposed to eat breakfast.
Okay, okay,
Dude,
Food
okay.
breakfast
Look,
is,
look.
how do you call it?
And
They have,
a
like,
proper
full
English
bacon
breakfast.
sausages,
Hold on. A proper
beans,
English breakfast is baked beans,
Mhm.
sausages, bacon, eggs to your liking, toast, coffee or juice. Then what else was there? You would get either sauteed mushrooms or tomatoes, and there's something else. Hash browns. Yes,
Oh yeah,
not
hash
hash
browns.
Oh, I love hash browns.
this is a proper English breakfast, dude.
But the
Now
thing
the
is,
United
no one-
Kingdom national anthem is playing in the background.
I'm not
Hail
surprised.
Britannia. Yeah, it's like
Long live the
no
Queen.
one in England knows the national anthem. No one knows the national anthem over there. It's like in India, they force us to sing our national anthem every week. Over there, like they only know "God Save the Queen" and that's it.
Yes, God save the Queen. God save the Queen.
I mean,
But
that's
we
the
have
point, I think. I'm not wrong.
We have to give credit to America for revolutionizing the fast food industry. Worldwide.
Oh, that's so
Speaking
true.
of America, have you guys heard of the Sloppy Joe?
Oh
I've
yes,
heard of it.
It is a beast of a hamburger.
that's
Oh
kind
yes,
of fast
Americans
food.
are famous for hamburgers, isn't it?
Yes,
Mhm.
it's
just never had
it's
hamburger.
meat. It's ground meat with onions, tomato sauce, Worcestershire. Well, I can't pronounce it.
Worcestershire.
Sauce.
What's
Go
the
ahead.
shirt?
Let's just call
Yeah.
it W sauce. It's easier.
Worcestershire sauce.
All right,
Go ahead.
it's all that stuffed between two buns.
Like the thing about American food is it tastes great, but it's probably gonna kill you. That's the thing.
Yep.
All
especially
great
the
things
fast food.
come with a sacrifice.
Like the thing is,
Yeah.
I think
With
McDonald's
side
was
of
the
a
first
heart attack or
restaurant.
something. With side
McDonald's
of
was the first
cardiac
restaurant
arrest.
too. Like, what was I saying? McDonald's? Oh yeah, McDonald's giving people cardiac arrest since 1965 or something. I don't know. but
Hey man.
but yeah,
What comes
McDonald's is the
outside of
first like
heart attacks? Cardiac arrest, how do you want to call it?
cardiac. Whatever. Same thing. No, it's different, but
Yeah.
whatever.
We get
Let
the
me finish my point. Shush. Let me finish my point. McDonald's has to be credited for revolutionizing and starting the fast food trend because they made a system in which you can make food that tastes good in a really quick manner, which every other fast food joint like copied basically. Like without McDonald's, we wouldn't have Subway or like
True.
I'm thinking what are other
But
fast food
Subway
joints?
is
I
a
don't remember any
completely
others.
different cuisine. Right? I
Yeah,
mean,
I
it
mean-
is fast food, but it's something completely different. I think it's Italian.
Oh really?
Is it?
No,
I'm-
I don't think
know.
so.
I'm not sure, but
me
it
check.
seems Italian.
Is it?
I mean, we know that the pizza wasn't Italian; it was actually
It's
American.
American.
Yeah.
Subway's American. It's an American restaurant. It's an American
Ah,
restaurant.
Your
Ear,
mic is-
ear rape.
Oh,
ear
sorry,
rape.
dude.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ow.
Sorry to the people at home.
Yeah, we get it, Rosh. We get it. You
Yeah,
don't really
just
have
don't
to
have to-
stress on it too much.
Yeah.
I didn't know Rosh. I didn't know Rosh was
Ah,
Italian all of a sudden because he was trying to.
Dude,
holy shit.
Yeah,
dude,
you were
my,
trying to
American.
defend. You were trying to defend Italy by saying that pizza is not Italian.
my
Congratulations.
ears are ringing right now.
30% of our listeners.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
That was true.
I'm so
We
sorry.
might have to like edit it in post or something.
Maybe.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
no, Subway. No, pizza's Italian. Subway's American. That's all I
Understood that,
wanted to
Chief.
say.
Got it, Chief.
I'll be quiet.
No, but the pizza was made famous in America due to the introduction of the microwave ovens, and I guess
Really?
that started the pizza chains.
True.
Did it? Really?
Yeah, it was true. It was
I thought-
partly due to the introduction of the microwave that pizzas became an instant dishes.
Oh, that makes sense actually. I thought
Yeah.
Italian. No, I thought pizzas became famous because in places like New York, a lot of Italian immigrants came over and put their food into American, like American culture.
I could be wrong, but then the Italians had a completely different version of the pizzas back in the day.
True. True.
Once the
Even
Americans
now.
introduced the actual pizza, the Italians took parts of it and modified it to create the Italian pizza.
It depends on where you go, because there's some Italian restaurants where you get supposedly traditional like Italian pizza. It's very different.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
much bigger.
the Italian pizza is amazing.
When
Trust
you
me,
get over to the United States, there are separate pizza joints that are run by Italian families who immigrated to the US. Right? Take New York for example. There are like multiple pizza joints.
Yeah. New York is like heart of
Right.
So much
my
food.
knowledge is like
Each
very
pizza joint would have a different heart of the pizza. Each pizza would taste different. Each pizza joint would have a different flavor. Right? And that
It's not
flavor
just
would
pizza
be
as well.
passed down, and it would be a secret of the family running that joint. Right? So it's a very sacred thing to them.
I
New
was
Yorkers
gonna
and
make that-
Italians.
I was gonna
Can't
make an
really
Italian
manifest.
mob joke, and I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do that.
And also, I'm looking up more English food on the internet, dude. They have
thing is, like-
a weird naming scheme. What the hell is a toad in the hole?
Oh, those things! I forgot about that.
I
There's
think Mukil is specifically looking up weird names at this point.
dude, there's toad in the hole.
Oh yeah.
No, I
didn't-
can confirm. Mukil is looking at the right list. It's a top 50 UK foods of all time.
Yes.
It is quite good. It is very good.
The Yorkshire pudding is fine, but then bubble and
I've had it.
squeak. What?
Bubble and what?
Squeak.
Bubble and what? What's
Bubble and squeak. What the hell is that, dude?
So it's eggs on top of random shit. Got it.
It's a traditional British breakfast dish made from potatoes and cabbage. What's
Yeah,
bubbly and
potatoes-
squeaky about this?
I have no idea. I guess the cabbage is
Abhinav.
squeaky.
Abhinav, I mean, that's your dish right there. It's got cabbage.
And
No,
potatoes.
that's not my dish.
And potatoes.
No, that's
And
not my dish.
potatoes.
I don't eat them.
Look, I mean, we're hunters. We're like lions. We hunt gazelles. You're the gazelle. You eat grass. That's how it works.
My God.
We,
Hey,
we,
come on, vegetarians.
we hunt
have
for
quite a lot of
gazelles for roast, except we get Abhinav instead because
Yeah.
he'll be eating the grass instead of gazelles.
Right.
We got the wrong meat, boys.
Oh, you are cannibals! You are cannibals!
Oh my god, no.
Hey, we haven't spoken anything about Mexican food.
Oh!
I haven't eaten much Mexican food actually.
No, I've eaten the American version of Mexican food.
I've not had that much of Mexican food,
It's similar
Except
to
the
Indian
burrito.
food actually.
which is good.
It's quite similar
Yeah,
to Indian
it's
food.
actually surprisingly similar. It's like a mix between American food and Indian food. You know, like it has that harmony in between.
It's Mexican food. They have their own. Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
like
is it?
spices,
it's
mixture of-
unique in their ways.
Mm.
Is
it's
it
like
spicy?
spices.
It's
It is
hella
spicy,
spicy.
very
Like
spicy.
I've had an enchilada once, right?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
It's basically like a lasagna but made with tortillas,
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
right? So you get it. It'll be heavy, but you get nutrition also.
Wow.
I mean,
Nice.
the thing about Mexican food is it's like a lot of it is like very Indianized in a way, in the sense that our food's completely different. It evolved at different times, but they have spices, they have bits of bread, they have
Mm.
like
Yes,
like
yes.
vegetables and stuff. It's like it's very Indian in that sense.
They
you know?
they use a heavy amount of avocado in their food also. Avocado
Do
and
they?
black peas.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yep.
Yeah, the
Even
Mexican
Mexican
food.
coffee is different. Even Mexican
yeah,
coffee is
yeah,
different.
yeah.
Like,
The bean they
South
grow
American
is
coffee.
different. They grow other things also, but coffee is good.
was the cocoa bean? Speaking of beans, was a cocoa bean a South American thing or an African thing? I can't remember. Cocoa beans.
No, you get cocoa beans from both Africa
I-
and South America.
But
They're-
were they
they're
originally
different
African
beans.
or?
No, there are cocoa beans from Ghana, right? There are cocoa beans from Northern Europe. There are cocoa
Okay.
beans from South America. And I think there are cocoa beans from China as well.
Really?
Yeah, I read about it someplace.
I mean, I swear to God, I swear to God, the South Americans were the ones who introduced cocoa beans to like the Spanish conquistadors, and they
No, no,
brought
no, no,
that
no, no,
stuff.
no, no, no.
Or am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Each bean has a different flavor.
Okay.
in it. So it's basically like you know how they say the difference in soil makes the difference in crop.
Yeah.
It's basically cocoa, but the way they grow it,
Okay.
it alters the taste of it.
Interesting.
But then
Speaking
again,
of-
speaking of South America,
Mhm.
Yeah.
anyone ever tasted South American cuisine?
What do you mean by South American?
Define
Because
South
Mexico's
American
America,
cuisine.
so-
What exactly does it
Okay,
mean?
so there are so many things. I mean, of course, there is. You have countries like Peru, you have Argentina, you have Chile, and you have Uruguay, you have Brazil, Colombia. Now, there are different foods in each of these things, and it's mostly when you go towards Argentina and Uruguay, it's mostly.
Does Nando's
quite a lot-
count?
Oh no,
Nando's-
not at all.
Is Nando South American?
I think Nando's is South African, if I'm not wrong.
Is
I
it?
don't know.
Let me check it up.
No
Let me
idea.
look it up. Nando's is
No.
amazing in the UK. It sucks in India. And Nando's
Yeah.
sucks
If
here.
you are
Yeah.
if you are from Argentina and Uruguay, you eat quite a lot of them are beef eaters over there. They love their beef,
Ah.
they love their steak, probably barbecue.
So do the
And-
Irish.
So do the Irish, yes. And-
well,
And
we'll talk
South
about that later.
America is also usually famous for its desserts. you know,
Oh,
Is it?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The
Uh,
sweets.
they
like what?
there are quite a lot of them to name, but they're all similar to puddings and donuts, essentially. They're not exactly the
Really?
same. There are various names. I'm not saying them because I might butcher the names. I don't want to disrespect any South American foods. But they use quite a lot of milk and caramel in their.
Oh,
that would
caramel.
taste
They
amazing.
use a lot of
That
caramel.
would taste,
Mhm.
that would taste
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
speaking
And-
of chocolates, I mean, the chocolate bar was an English invention, wasn't it? Like Cadbury's was one of the first companies to make a commercialized chocolate bar, wasn't it? Right?
True.
It's like so we have to. So as much as we diss the English in the first half of this, we have modern day chocolate because of them. So thank God for that.
There's also a famous Argentinian sausage called chorizo.
I've heard of that.
I think
Yeah,
yeah.
it's quite it has been all over the world at this point.
I've heard of a chorizo.
Have you eaten it?
I have not eaten it. I
Okay.
have eaten a churro.
Okay.
Those
Have you
are
churro
eaten
is good.
churro?
That's
Good
Spanish.
Churros are good.
That's Spanish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
churro is Spanish,
Churros
but
are
it has
Spanish.
been popularized. It has been popularized by America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
That-
great
that's-
United States of America.
Yeah, but the Spanish
God
cuisine
bless
is
If
amazing
you've
as
not
well.
if you're not had like an overpriced Disneyland churro, you're not
You've not been to
You're not a real
America,
American.
friend.
You're not a real American unless you've been to Disneyland and had a churro.
an overpriced churro of sorts.
Overpriced,
me.
overpriced. Yeah.
In summary, how do you compare the fast foods between the West and India?
I think the
Oh,
thing is
God.
like fast food
Does
from
India
West
have a proper
made it to
fast
India
food?
mostly.
We have fast foods in India, and that includes
Yeah.
quite a lot of
Like-
South Indian dishes are fast foods.
I mean, no, in the sense that, I mean, when I
Go ahead.
when I think of fast food, I think of like these. Sorry, dude. I'm thinking of these like local restaurants which add a shit ton of oil to make food faster. If you get what I'm saying,
Yeah,
these
they are
local
fast food as well.
restaurants.
Mostly Indo
Yeah.
Chinese food, fried rice, for example.
True.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, we
I
have
mean-
the Indian street food, which is also technically fast food.
We have
Chaat.
a vada pavs.
Yes, we
Yeah.
have our
Oh,
chart.
oh.
Yes,
Oh,
chart.
everyone
love
loves
vada pav.
chaat.
Can you explain what chaat is?
Chart
Okay, so-
is basically like small quick bites or snacks, you could say, which we get from, how do you put it, like easily accessible material.
Okay, it's mostly made out of a certain form of dal, and
Yeah, dal.
yeah.
What do they make those golgappas from? Wheat? Is it wheat
I
or
guess
rice?
so. Yeah,
think
it's probably wheat. It's probably wheat.
wheat. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
all these are
basically a
all
fried wheat.
these street foods are made out of pulses and wheat essentially.
Yeah.
And that goes with pani puri and all of
I
the.
mean,
street
If we're
If you're a
gonna-
foreigner visiting India, they'll tell you to stay away from street food. Just don't eat
It
street
depends
food.
on
Eat street
depends
food.
on the-
Eat street
you
food.
know, it depends on the shop though. It depends on the shop. 'Cause some shops
It
have
depends on the
terrible
shop. Completely accept that, but if you have a chance,
they
don't miss
have
out.
to
Miss
eat.
it.
They have to eat hygienic street food. Like
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if you consider, even Gordon Ramsay is the biggest fan of the Indian street
Indian
food.
street food. There's like documentaries
It's
about
delicious,
it. Yeah.
trust me.
Yeah. There is not one time Gordon Ramsay has criticized the seasoning of Indian street food.
Not at all. Not at all.
Keep that in mind.
Oh, that's a good
we do
point.
have South Indian foods as well, and that includes puris and dosas.
Puri.
Now these are all fast foods at the moment. They're not street foods per se,
I
but
mean,
they have evolved into fast foods.
how would you define fast food? Just food you can make in a few minutes?
In at least in India, we always had these. I mean, fast food is a Western term at this point. Everyone uses it right now, but it was originally a Western term. So we always used to make these stuff like puris and dosas and all of them, and the street food in general very quickly. So that's how we attached the term fast food to a few of the dishes in India.
I think for me personally, the reason why I haven't got as much of a high opinion of Indian food is because Indian food's best when it's fresh off like the stove or the whatever,
We-
right? But in
You
school-
store it and it goes bad.
Yeah,
It's-
Oh,
it's-
it
it's
loses
just
the magic
horrible.
when it is stored. Yes.
that's a problem in school, especially because you have to keep it in lunchbox for 4 or 5 hours. It tastes disgusting afterwards.
True.
I mean, I
It's
wouldn't
just
say it tastes
cold and
disgusting.
soggy.
It's just cold.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's also due to the climatic conditions in India, so you can't really
It's
blame
humid.
food alone.
But that's true. But that's kind of tainted my opinion of it from my personal experience as a kid, because
Mhm.
of like eating loads of cold lunches in school. My mom's food's amazing when it's at home. When I eat it in school, it's like
How would you compare the fast food between, in general, a summary, with just one word from each of you?
our
would you
food's
compare-
probably healthier.
Yep, I would probably agree with that.
Yeah.
I would say that our food is. I wouldn't say it's faster to make, but rather it's more. It's more savory.
Let's look at it this way. Our fast food has not killed as many Americans as their fast food has.
That's true. That's so
Okay,
true.
fair enough. That's a valid point.
I mean, if you want to compare high class dishes, it depends on what your taste is personally. Because some people won't like Indian food because they won't like our sort of spices or our meats.
Mhm.
Some people won't like
Everyone
European
has their
food because they
own
won't like their
tastes,
gravies.
so-
So yeah, it's like
people can't adapt to our form of spices. Not everybody.
Yeah,
That's
not
true.
everybody.
You know what,
The
guys?
Mexicans
Mexicans
probably
can.
good.
Yeah,
You know what,
The
guys?
Mexicans good, yeah.
All this talk about food has gotten me really, really goddamn
Mhm.
hungry.
I agree.
Same.
I agree.
Yeah, one thing-
Describing this food.
But-
One thing I want
wow.
to say about. We talked about Turkish food a little bit. I just want to mention about Turkish delight.
Oh yes.
The name says it
Yeah.
all.
Delicious.
The name literally says
It's
it all.
so good.
Name
It's
says
like
it
it's
all.
like it's like jelly-like, isn't it? Almost. Even
Yeah,
alua is
yeah.
kind of similar.
It's like,
almost like
a
alua.
starch and sugar or something like that.
True.
It's good. It's the good
It's really
stuff.
good. Like my uncle, he lives in
Mhm.
Saudi Arabia. Whenever he comes to India, he brings Turkish delight, and I love him every single time he brings it.
Mhm.
Dude, it's the
My
best.
granddad goes to Turkey often. Used to at least attend meetings there. So
You should eat
It's delicious.
Turkish delight when it's straight out of the.
Mhm.
You know,
yeah, as soon as you
It'd be
can
like
get it,
halwa,
basically.
right?
Yeah.
It's like halwa.
It's basically Turkish halwa.
Halwa
Yeah,
is from
you can
Turkey,
say
isn't
that.
it?
It
But the
is.
thing
Yeah,
is, like, this
it
is
probably
more.
is.
How do you say it? This is more different of
Hmm.
sorts.
I
You
mean,
can really
yeah.
feel.
briefly speaking,
different.
we have taken all these dishes and made it our own.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I mean, yeah.
That's
mean,
pretty much summarizes
In Turkey, we
some
have
of the Indian food.
baklava and
Oh yeah.
thing.
Baklava is Greek. Am I not wrong?
Is it?
Yeah, baklava is
so.
Greek. It's Greek.
I think it originated from like Turkey side. I'm not sure.
It's
It's
Egyptian
probably-
apparently.
I
it's
think,
Egyptian,
wait, let me check it
apparently.
out. Okay, they have an. They argue over which one it is. The Greeks and the Turks still argue over which dishes were originally Greek and which is Turkish.
Apparently it's Egyptian. I don't know.
You know what,
We'll-
guys?
we'll leave it at that,
can
but,
we can keep
I've had it
talking
from
about
Turkey,
this.
so-
We have so much more to
Yeah.
talk about this, but I think it is time we actually go eat now. We can continue our conversation about the difference of the Eastern and the Western food cultures
Mhm.
in part 2 of this episode.
Ooh.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's
Good
something to
part
look
two.
forward
Nice.
to. And thank you for listening in. Thank you for staying tuned in this long. Follow us on all our social media platforms. We are Hide Legion
Hide Legion.
on everything. Stay home, stay safe, stay cool, have fun. Cheers,
See you
guys.
all. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.